Welcome back to another video here with St. Catharines Volkswagen. My name is Ben Glauser and I'm here to review the 2024 Atlas Cross Sport Highline today. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through what's new for 2024. It's a completely new design, so I'm very excited for the opportunity. And I'm going to point out some of the differences between this and an exec line as well too, because today we're looking at one of the more budget-friendly Highline examples of the new Atlas. Okay, so this is the new key fob design for 2024. We now have this key on the Atlas, the Cross Sport, the ID4, our Golf GTI, and the Golf R. It's really nice. People are a big fan of it. It's a lot more sleek, a little bit of a better design, bit of a different material, similar to the haptic touch buttons in some of our other vehicles. Obviously, you have lock and unlock. You can open the trunk from here as well too. And then when you do go to remote start it, you just hit the lock button ×2, and it fires up the car really quickly for you, just like so. When you do remote start it, it'll run for about 10 minutes before shutting off, or you can shut it off on your own by pressing it once, and you can do that twice. So you can let the car run for a total of 20 minutes before you continue going where you have to go. So that's the new key fob design. To get started, we have the front end of the vehicle. I just want to take a moment and mention that this is a completely fresh redesign for the 2024 year of the Atlas and Cross Sport models. As you can see, the front end's gotten a complete redesign from the 2023 model, starting with the headlights. We do have the double stacked IQ lights now. We've kept the IQ lights from the previous years, but a completely different design for this year. Similar to the Tiguan from last year, we've introduced the new light bar all the way through the grille. And as you can see as well, the Volkswagen logo now is illuminated at nighttime. I know it's tough to see today in the daytime, but at nighttime it looks incredible and really keeps people's heads turning when you drive past them on the roads. And there's a few other things to point out too, including these fake vents, I guess, if you will. On the exec line, they do have some chrome and have a bit of a different design, but on the Highline, it looks like this, which is great. A few different things going on as well too. We have the front sensors, which is used for the forward collision warning, and when you're parking, it has all the sensors. It goes from green, yellow to red. I'll show you that inside the car. And then other than that, I'll show you the guts of this thing. This is a new engine for this year. It's a 2-liter turbo, so it's more fuel efficient, but the way that Volkswagen's engineered this engine is very, very impressive, as it now makes more horsepower than last year's V6. It's a little bit quicker. It can still tow up to 5,000 pounds, and it's more fuel efficient. So it's the best of both worlds, really. As you can see, it's very easy to work on. Lots and lots of space for a mechanic when they're doing their thing. And like I said, the power and the fuel efficiency is top notch on this. So moving on to the side profile, which by the way is one of my favorite style aspects of this vehicle. It looks incredible. With this being the Atlas Cross Sport, it does not have the third row, and what they do is they kind of swoop down the back trunk area here, and it looks a lot more high-end, a lot more luxurious, and a bit more sporty too. Something worth mentioning, this is the Highline, so it's sitting on these beautiful 20-inch wheels, which you can upgrade to a black wheel as well too for a few $100. It's a nice upgrade that some people really like. And I suppose it's a good time to mention the different trim levels as well too. We no longer have the Trend line. The entry-level model now is called the Comfort line, which is sitting on a bit of a different rim style, and we'll show that in a different video. This one, of course, as mentioned, is the Highline. And then another video, we will profile the exec line, which is just a step up from this and provides you with a little bit more styling. But regardless, it's a very nice side profile. Obviously, with all our vehicles in this price range, you have keyless entry, which is really nice. And you can unlock the whole vehicle with that. As well, you can just lock it up with the click of a button right there as well too. I do enjoy the badging, which is quite nice. Cross Sport looks incredible. And then when you do make that jump up to the exec line, you do get body painted materials down here as well too, instead of the rust-proofing plastic shown on this example here. But other than that, gas tank's on the right side. As we know, you just simply unlock the vehicle, pop it open. These cars all take regular, which gives us a pretty good competitive advantage as a German brand. So moving on to the back of the Cross Sport, again, this is a very attractive part of the car. And similar to the front end of the vehicle, they've introduced a light bar in the rear end as well too. And not only does the front logo light up, so does the back. So it looks very cool, it complements the car nicely, as well as the chrome around the exhaust tips here. The chrome looks really nice on the black. You got chrome around the windows, chrome on the roof rails, which are very effective too. You can buy crossbars, which is really nice. Power trunk, as you can see here, you just simply click the button and open it goes. It also does have the kick motion, which I'll show you in just a moment. But as you can see, lots of space back here. You do get the hitch. It comes ready to tow 5,000 pounds. You even get the wiring connector. So you can pretty much tow anything under 5,000 pounds, which is pretty impressive on this vehicle. I'm just gonna quickly show this to show you guys a couple other things. Because not only can you open the car or the trunk from the key fob, you can also remote start it just like this. So you hit lock and then the ×2 button and the car will fire up just like so. So that's really nice. In the winter time, it'll heat up the car. In the summertime, it'll cool down the car. And then you can shut it off with the click of the button as well too. And then as promised, I know a lot of people enjoy this feature. When it comes to using the kick motion, this is my suggestion. Go right underneath the hitch. And then what you can do is just make sure you step back and then it'll open up really nicely for you. So I'm a big fan of that feature. And then just to show you inside here, there is a few other things going on in the interior of the trunk space. A lot of space. I actually prefer this over the Atlas if you don't need the third row, because it's just all nice one big space and you don't have a third row to deal with. Our cars do have a spare tire tucked underneath, and there's a subwoofer, much like I showed you in the Taos video. However, this is a Harman Kardon sound system and it sounds incredible. Other than that, you do have the privacy cover here as well too, which a lot of people enjoy if you have any valuables in the trunk. So again, that's a great feature. And then when you put down the middle row, it's a ton of space. You can move big furniture, dressers, whatever it is that you need the space to do. It's fully capable. So welcome inside the 2024 Cross Sport Highline. This vehicle here is equipped with a beautiful interior. This is the cinnamon interior, which is really quite nice. It's available exclusively on the Highline. You cannot get this on the exec line. There are a few other interior choices on the exec line and on the comfort line, but I will talk about that in another video. But firstly, I just want to point out how darn nice it is in here. It's a beautiful redesign. Our screen has nearly doubled in size from last year. All the materials are top notch. Volkswagen definitely came out with a bang for this year of Atlas. From the stitching through here to the materials in the dash, all soft materials up here, heated and cooled seats from the comfort line and up as well too. So every single car has heated and cooled seats. The piano black here, the leather on the wheel, everything feels incredible, and it takes a little bit of getting used to in here. There's a lot of new stuff to show you, and I'm very, very excited about how they designed it, because once you see how it works, it's really, really quite simple. So we'll start with this new big screen here. It's a beautiful display. The way I like to explain it is, picture this is your TV, and this is your controller right here for most of the main functions. So for example, you'll notice right away, there's no climate control buttons at all, which adds to the simplistic design. So when you do that, it's really easy. You just simply hit climate here and you're in. You can change the fan speed, you can change the temperature, and you can use the shortcuts down here as well too, just for added convenience. And then once you're done setting up your climate control, say you want to switch from eco or comfort to sport, or say snow, instead of having the knob that you would have seen in some of our other videos and like some of our old vehicles, you now just simply have this mode button right here. It's as simple as that. You got eco, comfort, and sport, which again, when you're in eco mode, it's gonna be better for like a highway trip. Comfort and sport are really good for city driving. Sport mode's very nice because your steering gets a little bit tighter and the transmission kind of adapts to your driving habits a little bit better. And then of course, in the winter time, pop it in snow mode. It's gonna kick in more of the power to the back wheels, give you some better traction, and then even more so in off-road mode as well too. So this is very easy to use, and I quite like the design of it. Other than that, you can pull up your backup camera at any time and use the front sensors as well too for when you're parking somewhere. And we also do have the assist here as well too. Now, about the assist, yes, you can see it on this screen, but I actually prefer to adjust those settings on the digital dash, which I'll show you momentarily, because it's a little bit easier to control when you're driving down the road and a little bit less distracting, which again is a great design from Volkswagen. Okay, so now to dive a little bit deeper into our new infotainment system here. Once again, it's completely redesigned from last year, so there's a lot of really cool stuff packed into this screen here. It's a very almost phone-like type of way that you use it. For example, this is almost like having a home button on your phone. It takes you to the screen here where you have different apps. And then when you slide over, you can adjust what kind of widgets, I suppose, you want to have available. So for example, right now you can see that auto start stop is not available because the drive mode that we're in. You can see the tire pressures, they're all where they need to be. and then you can check out the oil level as well too. You can customize whatever's shown there. The navigation looks incredible on this big screen. It's super easy to use. You just literally type in where you want to go and it'll take you there. And then as well, you can display it here in the digital dash as well too, which I'll show you momentarily. A few other things as well too. You can just have a different display. It's very easy to access all sorts of different things. You can access the sound here, or you can access it here and play around with the new Harman Kardon system, which is very, very nice. Similar to last year's model, if you want to customize anything, you just simply go into vehicle and then choose where on the vehicle you want to customize. So for example, if you want to change something, say on the interior, just go to interior, and then you can see here where you can show different things, like for example, the ambient lighting, which we all really, really enjoy. You can switch it to manual mode, and then you can adjust whatever color you want really, really easily. So just like so. And then that's going to be all throughout the interior and other parts of the doors and stuff, which I'll show you again in a moment. But yeah, tons of cool stuff you can do. The Apple CarPlay, the Android Auto looks like it always has, but it's just a little bit bigger on this screen. So a lot of people are quite fond of that as well too. So we're going to have a separate video going more in depth, but I just kind of wanted to touch on it briefly for the purpose of this video. Other than that, this is also completely new. Last year we had more of a traditional shifter. This is a very, very similar design to actually what a lot of the Porsches have. It's really quite simple. You just simply click up to put it in reverse, click down to put it into drive. It's very satisfying to do. And then when you're done your ride, you just press the P to put it in park, and the engine will actually shut off, which is kind of cool. So welcome to the new digital dash here that we have in the 2024 Cross Sport Highline. Very similar to last year's, but a bit of a different display. The graphics are a little bit better, and the way it works is a little bit different. So I'm very excited to show you how it works. This screen here is the most classic setup that you can have. And then what you can do is you can customize from here using these buttons on the right. So what you can do is right now you can see the speed in the middle is whatever speed you're going. But if you want, you can have it show your driving data. You can have it show the navigation. You can have it show nothing. And then you can see the time and date, which is really nice as well too. So a lot of different things you can do. And then on the left and right, you can see we have our traditional RPMs and speedometer. If you want, you can show other information over there. So for example, you can show what gear you're in if you want. You can have it show on the right side, say, maybe the music that you're listening to, anything that's really important for you to know about when you're driving. So moving on, there's about 4 different displays that you can have here. So if you hit the view button, you can see here now you just have the navigation, and then you can still customize what's on either side. When I'm on this screen, I actually enjoy to scroll over and then click on no display so that I can have the whole navigation showed up on the screen, and then it shows you your speed just in the bottom right corner of the display. So that's really nice when you're actually using the navigation. It just helps out a little bit. If you move on to the next screen, this here is going to be where all your safety features are at. So if you just hit the down button, you'll see here you're in, and this is where you can turn on your lane assist. You can choose between adaptive cruise or regular cruise, which I'll show you how the adaptive cruise and the lane assist work with travel assist later. And then as well too, you have the blind spot monitors, the rear traffic alert, which lets you know when someone's flying behind you, and then forward collision warning too, so this car will actually stop itself in an emergency. So that's very nice. And then there is a shortcut to get those features up as well too. What you'll see right here on the edge of your blinker signal, you have a little button that you can click, and that will pull up your safety features in the digital dash. Then you have this screen here, which is just kind of home base. And again, you can have it show whatever information you'd like. So it's very customizable, and I really like that part of this new digital dash. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can see here. And then in the exec line, there's actually additionally a heads-up display. But again, when we do an exec line video, I'll be happy to show you how that works as well too. So that's the basic functions of our new digital dash. Okay, so to conclude the front end of this vehicle and all the features that it has to offer, I just wanted to show a couple last few little things over here on the left side that you couldn't see earlier. So this is the new automatic headlight system here, and there's a few little shortcuts here. So you can actually adjust your headlights here. Most people are gonna leave it on auto. This button here will actually enable the all-weather lighting, which turns on the fog lights integrated into the stocked headlights up front. And then you can turn it off very easily as well too. And then just as a couple shortcuts, because the climate control buttons aren't present up here, you can also turn on the defrost for the front and the back with the simple touch of a button. So that's just added convenience. And then the only other thing over here is where you can customize the cruise control. So this button, as we know, this is very standard on a lot of cars. This is the distance between you and the person that you're following. And then when you click this button right here, it's going to enable travel assist, which is really nice. It essentially uses the lane keep assist feature and the adaptive cruise all together so that the car is essentially driving itself down the road, and then you just have to keep your hands on the wheel every so often so that the car knows that you're still engaged in the drive. So yeah, with all that being said, those are the main basic functions of the cockpit up here. And when you come into our showroom to check out the vehicle for yourself, we'll go even more in depth to make sure that you properly know how this vehicle works. Okay, so welcome to the back end of the 2024 Cross Sport Highline. As you can see, there is a plethora of space back here, tons and tons of room, very comfortable for a lot of families, which are the types of people that seem to be buying these cars. So that's really nice as well too. The leather back here is very, very comfortable. The seats do recline back quite a bit, so you can absolutely enjoy a nice peaceful nap. And if the sun is blinding you, you can also use the privacy screen here, which is again really nice for any kids back here or even full-grown adults looking to have a bit of a snooze on the road. So that's pretty nice. While you're relaxing back here in this very spacious area, you can turn on your rear heated seats, which are available on the Highline trim level. You can plug in your iPads, your iPhones, whatever it is that you need to charge, and then you can fold this down and enjoy whatever it is that you're drinking while cruising down the road. So other than that, just some nice added convenience. Obviously very standard on many cars. You have the little pocket in the back here. You can control your own windows, the Harman Kardon sound system. These new lights actually have a bit of a glow to them at the nighttime. So it doesn't blind you in here, but it just kind of lights up the interior that little bit, which is nice to have in the nighttime. And then lastly, this does have the 60-40 split. I chose to sit over here so that I can show you how the 40 split goes down. It goes down just like this. So you can have some long items down here through the trunk and still have two people in the back of the vehicle, which is again very convenient for anyone going on a big trip with other people looking to store a few extra things. So it's a very, very practical vehicle. Not to mention, you can enjoy this beautiful panoramic sunroof while sitting back here, which again, that's the Highline is the only trim level, or the Highline and up has the sunroof. So this one in the exact line. So okay, so thanks for joining me today on our walkthrough video of the 2024 Cross Sport Highline. Again, I think this spec is beautiful and I'm very excited that we had the chance to show you today. So thanks again. And again, my name is Ben Glauser. Please feel free to come and join us at 363 Lake Street anytime to come see one of these beautiful vehicles for yourself firsthand.